The first day of intermittent fasting can feel like stepping into unfamiliar territory. Within just a few hours of skipping your usual meals, your body begins to notice the absence of glucose, its preferred source of quick energy. Blood sugar levels start to drop, and as insulin production slows, your cells look for new ways to fuel themselves. This internal search can make you feel restless, tired, or even a little irritable. What's happening isn't weakness, it's your metabolism waking up and preparing for a major transformation. By the 6-hour mark, your digestive system starts to wind down, shifting its focus from digestion to repair. Your body, no longer busy processing food, begins to release stored glycogen from the liver to keep your energy stable. Yet when glycogen stores run low, your system enters a new phase, one that taps into fat for fuel. You might experience light hunger pangs, but deep inside, a sophisticated biological adaptation is taking place. Scientists call this the metabolic switch. It's the first step toward fat-burning mode, where your body learns to operate with greater efficiency. What once felt like deprivation now becomes renewal. As hormones balance and inflammation begins to decrease, you start to experience more clarity and focus. This first shock phase is temporary. Once your body understands the new rhythm, it adapts, unlocking energy reserves that most people never access when eating constantly. The discomfort fades, replaced by a surprising sense of control and alertness that marks the beginning of your fasting journey. The term survival mode often carries a negative tone. People imagine fatigue, weakness, or even starvation. But in biological reality, survival mode is one of the most efficient and intelligent responses the human body can activate. When food becomes scarce, the brain and metabolism don't shut down, they sharpen. Hormones like norepinephrine and human growth hormone rise, boosting alertness, fat metabolism, and tissue repair. From an evolutionary perspective, this response was critical. Our hunter-gatherer ancestors often went days without food. If their bodies simply collapsed during those periods, humanity would never have survived. Instead, fasting triggered mental clarity, faster reflexes, and sharper decision-making, all essential traits for finding the next meal. Modern science confirms this ancient advantage. Studies show that short-term fasting increases energy expenditure and improves neural efficiency. Rather than slowing you down, your system optimizes itself, prioritizing vital organs, boosting mitochondrial activity, and stabilizing energy output. So when you think of survival mode, imagine it as nature's way of upgrading your performance, not diminishing it. You're not weakening. You're activating a high-efficiency version of yourself that evolution designed to thrive under challenge. After about 12 to 16 hours of fasting, something fascinating begins. As glucose reserves dwindle, your liver starts producing ketone bodies, molecules created from the breakdown of fat. These ketones become the brain's alternative energy source, providing clean, steady fuel that doesn't cause the energy crashes associated with sugar. The shift to ketones is often described as entering mental clarity mode. Research shows that ketones are not only efficient but protective. They reduce oxidative stress, lower inflammation, and stimulate the production of brain-derived neurotrophic factor, or BDNF, a key molecule linked to learning, memory, and resilience against neurodegeneration.
It's no coincidence that people who fast frequently report sharper focus, better mood, and even heightened creativity. The brain, free from the constant spikes and drops of blood sugar, begins to function in a more stable, optimized state. It's as though a fog lifts and your mind operates with new precision. This metabolic shift is one of the most powerful aspects of intermittent fasting. You're not depriving your brain, you're giving it access to a cleaner, more sustainable source of energy that evolution intended it to use during times of scarcity. As fasting continues, your body completes its transition into fat-burning mode. The mitochondria inside your cells, tiny energy generators, start breaking down fatty acids and turning them into ATP, the body's universal energy currency. You are now officially running on stored energy, transforming your own fat reserves into life-sustaining power. This process, known as metabolic flexibility, is a marker of health and longevity. People who can easily shift between using glucose and fat as fuel are less prone to fatigue, obesity, and metabolic diseases. It's a sign that your body is balanced and adaptable, capable of thriving whether food is abundant or scarce. At the cellular level, this shift also decreases the production of free radicals, reducing oxidative damage that contributes to aging. Your energy feels smoother, your focus steadier, and your cravings begin to fade. You've tapped into a primal rhythm that most modern lifestyles suppress. Think of it as switching from a fuel-inefficient car to a hybrid system. You're no longer dependent on constant external feeding. Your own body becomes the power source. And that's where fasting starts turning from a simple habit into a tool for transformation. Somewhere between 18 and 24 hours of fasting, the body activates one of its most extraordinary survival mechanisms, autophagy. In Greek, it means self-eating, but in scientific terms, it's more like self-renewal. Your cells begin cleaning out damaged proteins, misfolded structures, and waste products, recycling them to build new, stronger components. This internal detox isn't just about energy, it's about protection. Studies have linked autophagy to reduced risk of cancer, Alzheimer's disease, and type 2 diabetes. It's the body's natural way of preventing cellular malfunction, ensuring every system continues running at peak performance. During this phase, you're not just burning fat, you're rejuvenating your cells from the inside out. Scientists describe autophagy as the body's repair mode, and it's one of the reasons fasting has become so respected in longevity research. In fact, the discovery of this process was so revolutionary that it earned Dr. Yoshinori Ohsumi the 2016 Nobel Prize in Medicine. When you fast, you're not starving, you're awakening the most ancient and powerful healing system your body possesses. As your body adapts to fasting, something remarkable happens in your mind. The constant roller coaster of blood sugar highs and crashes that comes from frequent eating starts to flatten out. Without the spikes of glucose and insulin, your brain operates in a more stable environment, producing neurotransmitters in balanced proportions. Serotonin and dopamine, the feel-good chemicals, begin to flow more consistently, creating a sense of calm and clarity. Many people describe this stage as entering a flow state. The mental fog that once followed heavy meals disappears, replaced by sharp focus and emotional balance. Science supports this. Fasting enhances levels of brain-derived neurotrophic factor, or BDNF, a molecule that promotes new neural connections and resilience to stress. You literally begin to think clearer, not because you're deprived, but because your brain is running on purer fuel. Your prefrontal cortex, the area responsible for decision-making and self-control, also becomes more active. That's why fasting is often linked to improved discipline and mood regulation. The absence of constant eating gives your nervous system time to reset, reducing anxiety and overstimulation. In this phase, fasting becomes more than a dietary choice. It becomes a mental training ground. The discipline of saying no to food teaches your mind to handle discomfort, enhancing not just focus, but emotional strength. When you fast, your hormonal system begins to shift in profound ways. Levels of insulin, the hormone that controls blood sugar, drop dramatically, allowing your body to become more sensitive to it over time. Meanwhile, human growth hormone, HGH, increases, promoting muscle preservation, tissue repair, and fat metabolism. It's the body's way of protecting strength while burning stored energy. This hormonal rebalancing is one of the reasons fasting has such strong ties to anti-aging research. Lower insulin levels mean reduced inflammation and oxidative stress, both key drivers of aging. Elevated HGH supports collagen production, keeping skin firm and muscles toned, a biological rejuvenation that no supplement can fully replicate.
Fasting also increases the release of adiponectin, a hormone that enhances fat oxidation and reduces the risk of cardiovascular disease. Studies show that people who fast regularly tend to have improved cholesterol profiles and lower blood pressure, key indicators of long-term health. In short, fasting doesn't just change how you look, it rewires how your hormones communicate. It's as if your entire endocrine system begins speaking a younger, more balanced language again. One of the biggest fears people have about fasting is the idea of losing muscle mass, but science paints a very different picture. Short-term fasting actually helps preserve muscle, thanks to increases in growth hormone and the body's ability to recycle amino acids through autophagy. In other words, your system becomes smarter about conserving what's essential. When insulin is low and growth hormone is high, your body shifts into maintenance and repair mode rather than a breakdown mode. It starts burning fat for fuel while keeping muscle tissue intact. Studies from the National Institutes of Health show that even prolonged fasting periods don't significantly decrease lean mass if protein intake remains adequate during eating windows. Fasting also improves the efficiency of your mitochondria, meaning each cell produces more energy with less waste. This reduces the need for excess protein turnover and helps maintain strength. Many athletes and biohackers now use intermittent fasting to boost endurance, enhance muscle recovery, and improve metabolic flexibility. So, the next time someone says fasting burns muscle, you'll know the truth. It refines your body composition, preserving what matters and removing what doesn't. Now, here's something I want to know from you. Do you believe fasting really helps preserve muscle, or do you think it's just another fitness myth? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. I read every single one, and your experience might be the key to someone else's breakthrough. At the cellular level, fasting is far more than just skipping meals. It's a form of biological communication. When nutrient levels drop, your DNA receives stress signals that activate a family of genes known as sirtuins and AMPK. These genes regulate cellular repair, energy balance, and longevity. Essentially, fasting tells your cells it's time to protect and rebuild. This process is called hormesis, a mild stress that makes your system stronger. It's the same principle behind exercise. Short bursts of controlled stress lead to adaptation and resilience. Fasting does this at the genetic level, pushing your cells to optimize themselves for survival and efficiency. The activation of sirtuins also increases mitochondrial biogenesis, the creation of new mitochondria. With more energy factories running efficiently, your metabolism becomes youthful again. Research suggests that this genetic shift is one reason fasting is linked to longer lifespan and reduced age-related decline. In simple terms, fasting doesn't just change your body, it changes the way your genes express themselves. It's like flipping a hidden switch in your DNA that says, "Stay alive, stay strong." Fasting and starvation may look similar from the outside, but inside the body, they are worlds apart. The difference lies in control. Fasting is a voluntary, time-restricted pause in eating, where the body uses stored energy efficiently and maintains balance. Starvation, on the other hand, is involuntary and leads to breakdown and damage. During fasting, your body always has a plan. Hormones adjust,
Metabolism stabilizes, and the body carefully preserves muscle mass while using fat as fuel. In starvation, those systems collapse because there is no control. The body runs out of reserves and begins to shut down essential processes. Fasting is built into human biology. For thousands of years, humans evolved through cycles of feast and famine. It's a rhythm the body understands deeply, one that resets our metabolism, hormones, and brain chemistry. Starvation, in contrast, is chaos, a forced and destructive process the body fights to avoid. Understanding this difference is crucial. Fasting is not deprivation. It's cooperation with your biology. It's a dialogue between you and your cells, a rhythm of pause and renewal that has sustained human health since the dawn of time. Intermittent fasting can transform your body and mind, but only when done correctly. One of the most common mistakes beginners make is overeating during the eating window. After hours without food, the temptation to indulge in processed, high-calorie meals can undo much of the metabolic progress you've made. Fasting trains your system to be efficient, but if you feed it poorly afterward, the benefits fade.
Another mistake is neglecting hydration. During fasting, your body loses water and electrolytes as insulin drops. Without proper hydration, you might experience headaches, fatigue, or dizziness, symptoms that many people mistake for hunger. Simply drinking water with a pinch of sea salt or magnesium can make a world of difference. A third mistake is inconsistency. Fasting works best when your body adapts to a predictable rhythm. Constantly changing fasting hours or breaking fasts early prevents your system from reaching the deeper cellular benefits like autophagy or hormonal balance. The secret is not perfection, but awareness. Intermittent fasting isn't a punishment, it's a practice. Learning to listen to your body, not fight it, is what turns fasting from a temporary trend into a lifelong tool for health. Your gut, often called the second brain, reacts profoundly to fasting. When you stop eating for several hours, your digestive system finally gets to rest. This pause allows your intestinal lining to repair and strengthens the balance of good bacteria. As inflammation decreases, beneficial microbes like Akkermansia muciniphila begin to flourish, improving nutrient absorption and immune function. Studies show that fasting enhances microbial diversity, which is crucial for overall health. A balanced microbiome influences everything, from mood and metabolism to immune defense. It even affects how efficiently your body burns fat. When fasting resets your gut, it's like upgrading your internal ecosystem. This connection between the gut and brain, the gut-brain axis, becomes stronger as well. Many fasters report reduced anxiety and a more stable mood, partly due to the gut's improved production of neurotransmitters like serotonin. Your digestion becomes lighter, your thoughts clearer, and your overall energy more consistent. In short, every fasting period gives your gut a chance to heal and harmonize. It's not just your body that transforms. Your inner world, at the microbial level, begins to thrive. Fasting can be a powerful ally for women, but it requires sensitivity and awareness. Female hormones, particularly estrogen and progesterone, are highly responsive to changes in energy intake. When fasting is done too aggressively, it can disrupt menstrual cycles, affect fertility, and increase cortisol, the stress hormone. That doesn't mean women shouldn't fast, it means they should approach it differently. Research suggests that shorter fasting windows, such as 14-10 instead of 16-8, are often more effective for women. Including nutrient-dense foods and enough calories during eating periods helps maintain hormonal balance. When done mindfully, fasting can actually enhance female health, improving insulin sensitivity, reducing PMS symptoms, and increasing energy levels. Some women report clearer skin, better sleep, and even relief from chronic inflammation. The key is intuition. Women's bodies are designed to respond to cycles of hormones, of energy, of rest.
Fasting should harmonize with those rhythms, not fight them. It's about alignment, not restriction. Breaking a fast is just as important as the fast itself. After hours of cellular repair and hormonal balance, your body is in a highly sensitive state, ready to absorb nutrients more efficiently. That's why your first meal matters. The ideal way to break a fast is with gentle, nutrient-rich foods, whole fruits, steamed vegetables, or healthy fats like avocado and olive oil. If you break your fast with refined carbs or processed food, insulin levels spike sharply, reversing much of the stability fasting created. Think of your metabolism as waking from a deep rest. It needs gradual reactivation, not a shock. Another common tip from fasting experts: chew slowly and eat mindfully. This helps your digestive enzymes activate fully and prevents bloating or discomfort. A calm, intentional first meal tells your body that the fast has ended safely. No panic, no stress. Over time, you'll notice that fasting changes your relationship with food. You eat less out of habit and more out of purpose. Food stops being constant noise and becomes nourishment again. If you want to see what happens when you take fasting to the next level, don't miss What Happens If You Do Intermittent Fasting for 30 Days, Science Explained. It's a deep dive into how your body evolves over an entire month of fasting, and the results might surprise you.
After a month of consistent intermittent fasting, your body becomes noticeably different, not just on the outside, but at every level. Insulin sensitivity improves, energy levels stabilize, and inflammation markers drop. Your sleep becomes deeper, your skin clearer, and your mind calmer. The transformation is visible and measurable. Internally, your mitochondria, those tiny powerhouses, have multiplied and strengthened. Your body now runs on a cleaner, more sustainable energy system. The gut microbiome has realigned. Your cells are recycling waste more efficiently, and your hormones communicate in harmony. It's not just weight loss, it's biological rejuvenation. But perhaps the most profound change is psychological. You begin to realize how little control food actually has over you. The cravings, the emotional eating, the dependency, they fade, replaced by empowerment and clarity. You understand hunger differently. It's no longer an enemy, but a natural rhythm of life. After 30 days, your body doesn't just adapt, it evolves. You're not returning to your old self. You're stepping into a more efficient, balanced, and awakened version of who you were meant to be. If this video helped you understand the science behind fasting, give it a thumbs up, hit subscribe for more evidence-based health stories, and share it with a friend who's curious about what their body can truly achieve. Every share helps this channel grow and keeps the science coming your way.